Let's go to Tel Aviv, where Tal Heinrich joins us, spokesperson for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Tal, good to have you back with us. What can you tell us? We're hearing these reports that the leadership, the defense minister, is saying that he wants everyone at the ready. But it feels like there have been delays, some of which appear to be tied to the aid that is moving in from Egypt and aid that is going to Gaza. What can you tell us?
So first, the IDF is ready. We're taking action, and we're ready to take further action. And we will do whatever it takes to make sure that by the end of this operation in Gaza, we will dismantle Hamas's military capabilities. As for your question about humanitarian aid, when President Biden was here, we had certain agreements with our American counterparts, and we said very clearly that we will not allow in any humanitarian aid to enter Gaza from Israel's territory, because you just heard this mother, who spoke, who cried in the soundbite that you played before. I don't think it makes any sense, and correct me if I'm wrong, for people who have their loved ones abducted in Gaza, people who survived the October 7th massacre, to pay for fuels that will enter Gaza through Israeli territory and be repurposed to serve Hamas's war machine. But we have agreed with our American counterparts that we will not prevent the enter of humanitarian aid from Egypt and into Gaza. So, and this humanitarian aid includes essential supplies like food, like water, and medical supplies. But there is one condition, that this aid will not fall in the hands of Hamas. And we're not the only ones saying it. President Biden was also here, and he said the same.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it happen before. We've seen funding that was supposed to go to humanitarian purposes in Gaza City end up on the battlefield and in Hamas's hands. They do not take care of the people there with these funds that have flowed from U.S. taxpayers, from Israeli taxpayers. There's a lot of evidence of that over the years. Do you feel that the United States has held Israel back in terms of the timing of this offensive?
Israel is not restrained. We will act and we will do what has to be done, because our nation is very united behind the military, and we know what has to be done and when it has to be done. I'm not going to divulge any military strategy moving ahead or so on, but we will dismantle Hamas, and that's what we're going to do, Martha. Nobody's holding us back. Anyone who's calling for a ceasefire right now, and I'm hearing these voices coming from, some parts in the U.S., or, I'm seeing these protests, and in certain parts of the world, these are riots. We can call them out for what they are. Anyone who's calling for a ceasefire right now, or restraint on behalf of Israel, is serving the pro-Hamas position. These barbarians should not get away with what they did. So we can't send out this message of, okay, impunity for 1,400 Israelis slaughtered. And, for the beheading, for the raping, for the torturing. With every day that passes by, we're discovering more and more atrocities, ISIS-style atrocities that they committed. And in front of our eyes now, we're seeing that, in fact, the international community, also with a lot of support coming from the United States and the American people and President Biden, is coming together and establishing this international coalition to confront Hamas, as was the case against ISIS. And that's what we're hoping to see. This is what we're witnessing.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to hear a lot of that from the president tonight about the important partnerships that are in place. When you talk about torture, I hear that in that mother's voice in Mike Tobin's piece, she's being tortured every day. These hostages are being held. It's an absolutely excruciating position for these families to be in, and we hope that they will get their children back, get their mothers back in some cases, family members back. This is a huge part of this story, and some of them may be Americans among them. Tal, thank you very much. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you, Martha.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.